On a warm Valentine's afternoon, the city park was alive with soft laughter, red balloons, and the scent of roasted peanuts drifting from a nearby vendor. Couples walked along the stone paths, some holding hands, others taking photos beneath the giant flowering almond tree at the center of the park. Ayo sat alone on a wooden bench beneath that tree, sketchbook resting on his lap. He wasn't drawing anything in particular, just shapes, lines, and unfinished faces. Valentine's Day had never meant much to him anyway. At 22, he felt like love was something distant, something that belonged to older people with stable lives and clear futures. A sudden gust of wind rustled the branches above him. Petals fell gently onto his page. Then someone spoke. "Is this seat taken?" Ayo looked up. The girl standing in front of him looked strangely out of place. She wore a simple cream-colored dress that looked like it belonged in an old photograph. Her hair was tied back with a ribbon, and her eyes held a mixture of curiosity and nervous excitement. "No," Ayo said, shifting slightly. "You can sit." "Thank you," she replied, smiling as she sat down. For a moment, neither of them spoke. The sounds of the park filled the silence. "I'm Ayo," he finally said. She hesitated, then answered, "I'm Sade." Her voice was calm but careful, like someone choosing each word thoughtfully. "You don't look like you're waiting for anyone," Ayo said. "I was waiting," Sade replied softly. "I just didn't know who." Ayo chuckled. "That's mysterious." She smiled but didn't explain. After a few minutes, Sade pointed at his sketchbook. "Can I see?" He handed it to her. She flipped through pages filled with drawings of people, some laughing, some thoughtful, some sad. "You draw emotions," Sade said. "I try. It's easier than talking," Ayo replied. "I understand that," she said quietly. The wind picked up again, and Sade glanced at the sky as if checking the time by instinct. "Ayo," Sade said suddenly, "if you only had one day to know someone, what would you do?" "That's random," Ayo laughed. "I don't know. I guess I'd make the day memorable." "Memorable how?" "I'd ask questions, go places, eat good food, make sure they didn't forget the day." Sade nodded slowly, as if confirming something important. "That sounds perfect," she said. They began walking through the park together. They shared roasted corn from a street vendor. They watched children chase pigeons. Ayo showed her the small art gallery near the park entrance, where local artists displayed paintings on weekends. Sade reacted to everything with wonder, like someone seeing ordinary life for the first time. "This world feels louder than I imagined," Sade said. "You imagined it?" Ayo asked. She laughed lightly. "I mean, I read about places like this." At the gallery, Sade stopped in front of a painting of a sunset over the ocean. "In my time," she said without thinking, "the oceans are..." She froze. "In your time?" Ayo repeated. Sade looked down at her hands. "I should tell you," she said. They stepped outside and sat on the gallery steps. "I'm not from this year," Sade said. Ayo blinked. "Okay," he replied slowly. "I'm from 2084. Ayo waited for her to laugh and say it was a joke. She didn't. "That's impossible," he said. "I know it sounds that way." "Then prove it." Sade reached into her small bag and pulled out a thin silver bracelet. She tapped its surface, and a faint blue light flickered across it, forming symbols Ayo didn't recognize. "It's a temporal anchor," Sade said. "It lets me stay here for 24 hours. Ayo stared at it. "My grandfather built the first stable time window device," she continued. "He always told me about this day, the Valentine's Day when he met someone who changed how he saw the world." Ayo's chest tightened. Wait, Ayo said. Your grandfather met someone today? Sade nodded. He never said who it was, only that the person reminded him why people matter. Ayo swallowed. So, why come back? Because he passed away last year, Sade said, and I wanted to understand what he meant. They sat in silence. So, you're leaving tomorrow? Ayo asked. Yes, at sunset. That's not much time. No, she agreed. Ayo stood up suddenly. Then we shouldn't waste it. Sade was surprised. Come on, Ayo said, smiling. Memorable day, remember? They rode a crowded bus to the city center. Ayo showed her his favorite bookstore where Sade carefully touched the spines of novels like they were fragile treasures. In my time, most books exist only digitally, Sade said. That sounds sad, Ayo replied. They shared meat pies from a roadside stall, laughing when Sade burnt her tongue because she insisted on eating too quickly. They visited a small arcade where Sade struggled to play simple games but laughed harder than anyone there. As evening approached, the sky turned orange. They walked along a quiet bridge overlooking slow-moving water. Ayo, Sade said, are you afraid of the future? Sometimes, Ayo admitted. I don't know what I will become. In my time, people still feel that way, Sade said. That's comforting, Ayo said. She leaned against the railing. I think my grandfather met you, Sade said. Ayo's heart skipped. What makes you think that? You draw emotions. He used to draw too. Ayo looked down at his sketchbook. Before today, I didn't think anything I did mattered. It does, Sade said gently. Small moments matter more than big ones sometimes. The sky darkened slowly. Street lights flickered on. Sade's bracelet began to glow faintly. How much time? Ayo asked. Minutes, Sade said. He felt something heavy settle in his chest. I wish we had more time, Ayo said. Me too. She took the sketchbook from his hand and quickly drew something. Then she tore out the page and handed it to him. It was a drawing of the two of them sitting under the almond tree. You will forget some details, she said, but not the feeling. The bracelet's glow grew brighter. Happy Valentine's Day, Ayo, she said. Happy Valentine's Day, Ayo replied. Light shimmered around her, soft and quiet like falling dust. And then she was gone. The bridge felt suddenly empty. Ayo stood there for a long time before finally walking home. Years passed. Ayo kept drawing. He became an illustrator, then a teacher who encouraged children to express their feelings through art. Every Valentine's Day, he visited the park and sat beneath the almond tree. He never saw Sade again, but he never forgot. In the year 2084, a young girl sat beside her grandfather's hospital bed. Grandpa, Sade said softly, did you ever fall in love? Once, he said, for one day. Was it enough? He nodded. It was more than enough. Sade squeezed his hand, already knowing the story because she had lived it. And somewhere in her bag, carefully preserved, was an old drawing of two teenagers sitting beneath a flowering tree on Valentine's Day.